Namaste. Today we are sharing some views about do's and don'ts, or the dietary regulations and other regulations that has to be followed by an autism condition or followed in an autism condition. So first of all, we can say what are the do's, or what things can be done for an autism kid. So pure ghee can be taken after proper gut correction, and pure coconut oil is also can be taken. Second thing, the fruit wise, the better fruit for in this case is avocado, the butter fruit, because the butter fruit is having same relation, or can make change in the brain cells and can make cell regeneration in the brain. The third one, small fishes also can be taken. So I will let you know how you should take fish and other things. Ayurveda is not against any kind of non-veg, but it's against some of the preparations, or the kind of preparations. So we'll just see the don'ts. As everybody know that we have to avoid gluten and casein, GFCF diet. So first of all, I would like to say that the GFCF diet, for time being, you have to continue, but at the same time we have to treat the cause for that. Why we have to avoid GFCF, or we have to follow GFCF diet? Why? Because for example, we can say in milk, the main content is alpha protein. So if this alpha protein is taken in the kid, that protein is not get digested, so that indigestion or undigested food material will cause temper tantrums. That's why most of the psychologists and psychiatrists are saying that you have to follow GFCF diet. So I am just going little beneath about that. For time being we have to avoid, but at the same time we have to avoid, or we have to treat the basic cause for that. What is the cause? That undigested food is the main cause, all the culprit, that protein is not get digested. So along with following GFCF, simultaneously you have to treat the metabolism. That means gut metabolism means the digestion, assimilation, and proper channelizing the whatever the digested and assimilated food material. So if you are not doing that, how long you will follow this GFCF diet? So for time being you have to avoid. And second thing, many that is a common thing that everybody has to be taken care of. Along with that, as an individualized way for each kid, it is different diet we have to follow. So for some kids there will be hyperactivity. Why this hyperactivity? In Ayurveda we say that our mind is having three gunas. Gunas means qualities. The first one is tamo guna, second one is rajo guna, third one is sattva guna. So in this autism related hyperactivity cases, there will be more of rajo guna in the mind. You can just Google it, what are the qualities of these three gunas. That rajo guna will be more, means that craving nature, adamancy, hyperactivity and restlessness, all those things will come under rajoguna in the mind. So how to reduce this rajoguna in the mind? You have to feed with sattvic kind of food, as well as we have to avoid the food which is having acidic in nature, means pH should not be acidic. So whenever our mind is rajoguna is more, we have to avoid the pH, or we have to regulate the pH. It should be alkaline in nature. So what are the food habits? Very first thing is, along with GFCF diet, you have to follow avoid red chilies in the food. Second thing, instead of red chilies you can just take green chili, pepper or ginger. Second one is, whichever is sour in taste, even if it is fruit or vegetables, if it is sour in taste, better avoid that, because that will again cause pH acidic in the body. So you can just take little bit of tamarind in the curries, but it should not be sour in taste when you taste it. The third one, deep fried items. So whichever is fried in nature, that is having acidic nature in the body. So these three things you should avoid first. And other things, for some kids there will be impairment in protein metabolism. So if there is impairment in protein metabolism, you should avoid the food habits which are rich in protein. So it's not like it should be taken care of lifelong. Along with that, we have to treat, or we have to correct that protein metabolism in the body. Some kids are having carbohydrate metabolism, so in that case you have to avoid carbohydrate, and better this avoid bakery and other preservatives. I think those things everybody knows, that coloring agents, flavoring agents, and added sugars, flavors, everything has to be avoided. It should be homemade, normal food has to be taken care of. And 50% of the hyperactivity, it's caused only because of the parents' attitude, I can say. For example, we can take an example. If the kid is crying for mobile, to get the mobile, even after saying any words, if he is not accepting that, what parents will be doing? Okay, please don't cry, take the mobile. So in that small situation itself, the script coming in the mind of the kid is like that: if I cry, I will get it. So again, in the second or any other condition also, the kid will make the same attitude. So instead of that giving the mobile, the same thing can be given, or can be done by keeping a clause. You can just say the kid that if you keep quiet for 10 seconds or 25 seconds, you just cross your hands and sit for 10 seconds. If you just train like that, if the kid is sitting, you can give as a reward. It is not like after crying I will get. It is like if I hear my words of my parents, I will get it. So that is the two attitudes. So 50% of the hyperactivity can be reduced with the attitude of the parent. And many are having sleep disturbances. I can say sleep disturbances can be corrected. 90% of the sleep disturbances can be corrected with the correction of biological clock. In the sense, what time the kid should get up, what time the breakfast should be given, what time the lunch, what time the dinner, what time he should go for sleep. If you correct that biological clock, automatically 90% of the sleep disturbances will be okay. Because that's what we are doing in our hospital also. We just put the kids to correct the biological clock and the food intake. If the food is sattvic in nature, that adamancy, resistance, everything will be less. And even after correcting that quality of the mind, if you take the kid for any therapies, for example speech therapy, the absorbance or the acceptance will be very much, and the result of that speech therapy itself will be very much tremendous result we will get. If the kid is restless, if he or she is not sitting quiet or listening proper way, what is the use of giving any therapies? So for therapies also, the basic line of gut correction and sattvic nature of the mind is needed. And many are complaining about deficiencies like vitamin D deficiency, calcium deficiency, etc., etc. If you go for a blood checkup, vitamin D deficiency will be there, almost 90% cases. For time being, that's also I am saying that for time being you can just supplement with external source, or giving any external tablet or any sachet or any powder, something like that. But along with that, you have to treat why that deficiency happened. That deficiency happened only because that absorption level is not proper in the gut lining. So if the absorption level is proper, from our normal food habit itself, it will adjust, and it will what we say, it will normalize the vitamin D and calcium level. That's what we are doing in our treatment. So lifelong you can't go for any supplements like synthetic kind of vitamin D. So it should be absorbed in the body, it should be taken up by the body from the base level itself. So keeping this in mind, even the deficiencies, sleep disorders and hyperactivity, everything can be controlled, and it is purely individualized. It's not like for all kids the same. So please be aware of this, and if any doubt is there, you can just contact and take your lifestyle accordingly. Namaste.